Hello fellow rosarians, thank you for joining me today. We're going to do an unboxing that I haven't done for a couple of years. Rogue Valley. Rogue Valley Roses sends band size roses, and if you're new to roses you might say, what's a band rose? Band roses just refer to the size of the pot. So if you're buying bare root, you would be looking at grade 1, grade 1.5, and that is based on the number of canes and the size of the canes. When you're buying potted roses that have the soil, and I should say that bare roses are typically sold in the fall, and we get them very, very early spring while they're still asleep. So that would be grade 1, grade 1.5. And now when we buy potted roses, you can buy those typically throughout the entire year. They have soil, they're in a pot, and those are based not on the number of canes or the size of the canes, but on the root size in that can of pot. So band roses refer to a potted rose with soil. It's going to be awake, and I should say that all potted roses are awake. It's going to be awake, it's going to have leaves, and it's referring to the size of the can, and that can is called a band size can. So it's the smallest that you can buy, besides, you know, if you were just able to buy a plug or something that's just very newly rooted. But I'll show you here in a second. It's typically 4 inches by 4 inches. And so we buy bands from High Country Roses, Northland Rosarium. So what are we looking at? Let me go ahead and grab these. These are taped really well in the box. Now Rogue Valley sells roses that, they've got a pretty extensive inventory. And I know on their website they also offer mystery roses. I think that if you buy a certain amount, maybe it's 4, you get a mystery rose. And so of course I have 4 here, and I didn't get a mystery rose, but that was my fault. I didn't ask for that, but you know, maybe it's 5. I don't know. Okay, here's one, and I'll talk about the varieties in a second. Here's another one, pretty tall. So these are something that I also like to refer to as one cane wonders. You never know with your bands how many canes it's going to have, and oftentimes it has more than one cane, but we're going to get in here. Here's another one. And the last one. Okay. So what do we look for when we are unboxing a potted rose? What we look for is that it has remained, the soil has remained moist during shipment. How they do that is they're going to cover this soil with plastic to keep that humidity in on that soil. You just don't want them to get too dried out during shipment. Then what we look at is, are there any pest or disease on the leaves? Now, if it has black spot on the leaves, which is a fungus, you can let the vendor know. They're not going to probably do a whole lot about that, because oftentimes in this shipping box, if it has the slightest bit of fungus, it's going to proliferate in that humidity of the box while it's on shipment. And all that you do with that is that you would defoliate and take the leaf off. Oh, here's another one. It looks like it's got just a tiny amount of black spot here. Very small, but you just take off the leaves that are affected, and if you have to defoliate the whole thing, it's going to be fine. It just typically takes 2 weeks or so to get flushed back out with its leaves again. You also just want to take a quick look and make sure that you don't see anything else that's concerning, like pest, some kind of a bug, and I'm not seeing it. This is a clean rose right now. This variety is Marianne, and Marianne is a Paul Barden rose. It's a beautiful apricot color, and it's highly fragrant. It's a Gallica, and it's going to be good for zones 4 through 9. And let me go ahead. I'm also going to look in the soil. You want to make sure that the soil doesn't have any soil gnats. Soil gnats would be like little tiny gnats crawling around in there, and they love wet soil. and they're a pain to get rid of. If you've got soil gnats, that's definitely something that you want to complain to the vendor about. So then what we're going to do is the scariest thing when I'm doing this for checking on a vendor is we want to see that the roots are fully rooted out into this pot, and I can actually see the roots coming out of the bottom of this pot right now, so I know that it is. I got the size that I wanted. It stays totally together because it's fully rooted out. You just don't want a vendor to give you a band size rose and then, and I can see all of the nice roots in there. See that? The white roots are the feeder roots. Anyways, you just don't want a vendor to give you a newly rooted rose that doesn't fill the pot. They really should be sending it to you when it's completely rooted out. So let's go ahead and open these. And so what do we do with this rose once it arrives? It's going to be completely rooted out like I just showed you, and then it's time to go ahead and pot it up after it gets settled. You know, you want to give it a couple of days just to get used to your environment, and then you can put it up to the next pot size. You don't want to go all the way up to a 20-inch by 20-inch pot, because imagine this little baby in a huge pot. It can be difficult to make sure that it's kept watered, whereas if you just step it up one size to say a quart, it allows you to watch that soil, make sure it doesn't get too dry, and then you just keep stepping it up. As soon as it fills that quart, then you can go up to the next one. And so you're going to do that every couple of weeks or so. As soon as it hits 1 gallon size and it's fully rooted out, now it's time to put it in the ground. So let's go ahead and look at this variety. This is called Blessed Child. Blessed Child, I saw at my friend's house, Katie, and it's so pretty. So she convinced me to buy it. It's zone 6 through 9, very highly fragrant, and it's double blooms. So it makes it look like an English rose. So this one has actually 3 canes coming out of it, and I'm not seeing any pest or disease on this rose. Let's give it the test on, is it fully rooted out? Yep, this one is staying together, and I can see the roots all the way at the bottom, but it's just loose soil. Ash Wednesday is a beautiful climber, and it has a kind of a silvery lavender color. They stayed moist in shipment, and they did a really nice job packaging these up. Yes, so this one is Ash Wednesday. So I think that you can get an ARS discount that's 10% off. My roses were $28.95 a piece, and the subtotal was $115.80. The shipping on 4 roses was $28.49. So the total came to just over $144 for the 4 roses. And I think that they look great. We don't have any problems with that. I'm just going to read through their list of planting to see if there's anything that I should point out. It says that right before they shipped them, they sprayed them with a dormancy spray. So you might see a little bit of a film on the roses, and that's okay. It's not mildew, and it's just going to wash off with the rain. Wait to plant until the temps have dropped down into the low 70s. And it says if it's in the 60s or the 40s, that's okay too. But if it's 80 degrees and up, they don't want you to plant these. So they want you to probably keep them in a shady location somewhere near the house. But let's talk about hardening in really quick. Once these guys have arrived here at my house, they're not used to being in my environment. They're used to being whatever it is at Rogue Valley, whether it's in a greenhouse or outside. And so just always assume that you need to harden in for a rose. And that means unless it came from Lowe's, Home Depot, and it's been outside for sale for a couple of weeks, or your local nursery, assume if it's mail order that you need to get it used to your environment or hardened in. And hardened in would mean that now I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them up close to the house where it gets a little bit of warmth and protection in a shady location, and get them used to that for, say, a day or 2. And then I'm going to slowly bring them into the sun for an hour or 2, watch them, make sure those leaves don't burn, put them back. And so then just keep on bringing them out a little bit more each day until they're fully used to full sun 100%. I hear from so many people that they just take it and put it right into the sun, and these little baby leaves might scorch. So we just give them a little bit of time to adjust to your environment. Once they are, potted up into their next size, watch that water. Don't water them too much, and a water meter is going to be your best friend. You're going to use your water meter that you can get from Amazon. They're about $10, and it just makes it kind of dummy proof so that you're watching that water from, I just watered it and it's fully watered, to I'm really thirsty, I'm really dry. And what I do is I watch it to see how long it's taking to dry down, and then once I let it dry down, I let it go dry for 1 day, just to make sure that we are not encouraging those soil gnats. They hate dry soil. And then after you get 1 day dried down, go ahead and give it some water again. And after you do that a couple of times, you'll realize it takes a week. I need to be watering these every week before they're fully dried down, but you'll get used to your environment. Let's see, I think that's it here. So that is how we harden in and we manage the watering. And concerning fertilization, these little baby roots, I would be using a liquid fertilizer that's organic, like fish tone. Don't be using anything strong like Miracle Grow, because that could really singe the roots. So we want to just go gentle with the babies. And as soon as they get up to the 1 gallon size, I think you're okay then to start using a granular like Rose Tone. And that is going to be organic also. So the fish fertilizer, while in a pot, use a week solution once a week. As soon as you move up to the granular, you can do that. If it's still potted, I would just say once a month. Make it easy. Once a month, go ahead and use your granular, because that's an extended release. Okay, planting directions, and I'm seeing here glaring, don't apply a chemical fertilizer. Those will burn the delicate roots. What are they saying to do? 2 months after planting, you can apply an organic fertilizer. So when they're saying chemical, they're saying Miracle Grow, like I talked about, but they're saying to wait 2 months. So if you want to follow their directions and be covered under warranty, do that. If you say, YOLO, I want to fertilize this baby, stick with the organic liquid and go with a weak fertilizer, and I would do that once a week. But there's lots of rules here. If you want to stay in their warranty, go ahead and look at all of this. Good stuff. So I hope that this video is helpful, and you'll check out Rogue Valley. Look at those really unique varieties that they have available on their site. So thank you so much, Rosebuds. I will see you in the next video.